Hi, myself Ramu from Chemistry Minds. If you want the PDF of this particular lecture, I have provided a link in the description box. You can go and download it. If you like the video, then please do like, share, and subscribe to our channel Chemistry Minds. Hello, students. In the last video, we completed the relation between the degree of dissociation and vapor density. Okay. Now here in the last lecture, alpha, that is the degree of dissociation, equal to capital D minus small d by small d into n minus 1. Here the capital D, which is the initial vapor density, small d vapor density at equilibrium. Okay, n is the number of moles of gaseous products obtained from the 1 mole of gaseous reactant, and this is the another formula, molecular weight initial minus molecular weight mixture by molecular weight of mixture into n minus 1. Okay, now in the relation between degree of dissociation and vapor density, one important term is there, Van 't Hoff factor. Van 't Hoff factor, this is I, nothing but iota. It is a ratio between the initial vapor density divided by vapor density at equilibrium. Now initial molar mass divided by molar mass at equilibrium. At equilibrium there will be reactants and products. That's why we are writing molecular weight mixture. Now this iota, I value, signifies that solute will undergoing dissociation or association. When the solute undergoing dissociation, the iota value greater than 1. When solute undergoes association, the iota value less than 1. Okay, whether solute undergoing dissociation or association, we can predict with the help of iota. Neither association nor dissociation, then iota value equal to unity. Okay, now the Van 't Hoff factor and the problems related with Van 't Hoff factor we will see in the liquid solution chapter, liquid solutions chapter. Okay, that is the 12th physical chemistry. Okay, now here the next topic, we have derivation of Kc and Kp expression for some important reactions. We have some important chemical reactions for which we have to derive the Kc and Kp expressions. Okay, now we have number 1, homogeneous equilibrium. What is the definition of homogeneous equilibrium? It is the equilibrium in which all the participating substances exist in the same phase. Okay, now the first example we have hydrogen combine with iodine to form hydrogen iodide. This is a homogeneous equilibrium. How to derive the Kc or Kp expression for this reaction? Okay, now initially we have, let's suppose, small a moles hydrogen and small b moles iodine. Okay, now there is no moles of Hi, that is number of moles of Hi is 0. That means we are taking only reactants initially. When the system attain the equilibrium, let's suppose x moles of hydrogen decomposes, okay, according to which x moles of iodine is also decomposes because the stoichiometry 1:1. The remaining moles of hydrogen will be A minus X and iodine will be B minus X. Now the number of moles of Hi formed at equilibrium will be 2x because the stoichiometry is 2. Okay, now here what is the concentration? Number of moles divided by volume in liters. Number of moles divided by volume in liter. This is the concentration at equilibrium. Once we know the concentration of each species at equilibrium, so it is very easy to find the Kc expression. Okay, how to find the Kc expression? Kc is equal to concentration of Hi whole square divided by concentration of H2 multiplied by concentration of I2. Okay, now here 2x by V, that is the concentration of Hi whole square, whole divided by A minus x by V into B minus x by V. Okay, now Kc is equal to 4x square upon A minus x into B minus x. This is the Kc expression. This is the Kc expression. Okay, a very important expression for H2 plus I2 to give Hi. Okay, now here in this Kc expression the volume term will be cancelled out, because here in this reaction the delta Ng value what? 0, because number of moles of products minus number of moles of gaseous reactants, number of moles of gaseous products minus number of moles of gaseous reactants is called delta Ng. Okay, so delta Ng is equal to 0. The reactions in which delta Ng value 0, in this reaction Kc value is independent on the volume of the container. This is the very important key point. Okay, this is the very important key point. Kc for this reaction is independent. Kc for this reaction is independent of volume of the reaction container. That means the equilibrium do not depend upon the, that means the position of equilibrium do not depend upon the volume of the container. If you suddenly double the volume of the container, or if you suddenly half the or reduce the volume half to the initial volume of the container, there will be no effect on the position of the equilibrium. That means equilibrium neither shifted from forward to backward or backward to forward. This is a very important key point. Okay, now here after expression of Kc, now the next expression for Kp. Expression for what? Kp. For the expression of Kp, we required partial pressures. What we required? Partial pressures. Now, how to calculate the partial pressure? How to calculate the partial pressure? Partial pressure will be equal to total pressure multiplied by mole fraction. Partial pressure will be calculated from total pressure multiplied by mole fraction. Okay, partial pressure will be equal to total pressure multiplied by mole fraction. Now here we know number of moles at equilibrium, that is A minus x, B minus x, 2x. What is the total moles? N total at equilibrium. Total moles at equilibrium will be equal to A minus x plus B minus x plus 2x, that is equal to A plus B total moles. A plus B total moles. Okay, now again I am writing equation H2 plus I2 equilibrium 2Hi. Okay, now initially A moles, B moles, here 0 moles, at equilibrium A minus x, B minus x, here 2x. Okay, this is the moles. Now I am calculating mole fraction. How to calculate the mole fraction? Given moles upon total moles. What is the total moles at equilibrium? A plus B. Given moles upon total moles will be the mole fraction. Given moles upon total moles. Okay, after getting the mole fraction, now we can find the partial pressure by multiplying the mole fraction with the total pressure. Okay, now we are calculating the partial pressure. total pressure at equilibrium, let's suppose P, A minus X by A plus B. Here total pressure P, B minus X by A plus B. Here the total pressure P into 2x by A plus B. So we are obtaining total partial pressures. Okay, this is the partial pressure of hydrogen, this is the partial pressure of iodine, this is the partial pressure of Hi. After that, the direct expression Kp is equal to partial pressure of Hi whole square divided by partial pressure of H2 into partial pressure of I2. Okay, what is the Hi partial pressure? P into 2x by A plus B whole square whole divided by, what is the partial pressure of hydrogen? P into A minus X by A plus B, and partial pressure of iodine P into B minus X by A plus B. Okay, after simplifying this expression, again you will get the Kp expression, which is equal to again 4x square by A minus X into B minus X. This is the expression for Kp. Now here expression for Kc and expression for Kp both are same. You see, expression for Kc 4x square by A minus X into B minus X, and Kp also 4x square by A minus X into B minus X. Otherwise we can solve the Kp from the relation between Kp and Kc. What is the Kp Kc relation? Kp is equal to Kc into RT whole to the power delta Ng. Now the delta Ng value, just now I told you the delta Ng value here how much? 0. So put the value 0. So Kp is equal to Kc RT whole to the power 0. Any to the power nothing but 1. 1 into Kc, that is Kc. That means Kp will be equal to Kc. That means the Kp expression and Kc expression both are what? Equal. Okay. And one more important keynote I written here. The keynote is the Kc value independent on the volume of the reaction container, because the delta Ng value 0. Okay, without expression also we can directly correlate the effect of volume or pressure on the equilibrium. Okay, now I am writing a very important note. This is a very important note. Remember, this note will explain the relation between the degree of dissociation, that is the DOD alpha. Alpha directly related with alpha directly proportional to volume to the power delta Ng whole divided by, that is delta Ng divided by number of moles of the products, or inversely proportional to pressure, or P to the power delta Ng divided by number of moles of product. This is a very important relation. With the help of this relation, we can directly observe the effect of change in pressure or change in volume on the position of the equilibrium. Suppose in the above expression, what is the delta Ng value? 0. Okay, now here alpha value, that is the degree of dissociation value, directly proportional to volume to the power delta Ng divided by Np. Now here first of all, what is the delta Ng? This is the sum of the number of moles of gaseous products minus sum of the number of moles of the gaseous reactants. Are you getting my point? Only the gaseous products minus gaseous reactants. With the help of this expression also, we can directly relate the degree of dissociation alpha versus volume or pressure of the system. Okay, now here the second Example, in the homogeneous equilibrium we have phosphorus pentachloride dissociated into phosphorus trichloride and chlorine gas. Now in this equilibrium also there is a homogeneous equilibrium. Okay, let's suppose we have initially small a moles, 0 moles, 0 moles. When the system attains the equilibrium, let's suppose x moles, a PCl5 decomposes, the remaining moles a minus x moles PCl3 and x moles PCl5 will be formed. Okay, just wait, I am taking a moles, so degree of dissociation alpha, which is corresponding to 1 mole. Let's suppose I am taking 1 mole PCl5, then alpha mole decomposes. Suppose if I am taking a moles, so a alpha moles I am taking. Here a alpha moles will be formed. Here also a alpha. Are you getting my point? When 1 mole reactant is taken, alpha mole dissociated. That is the degree of dissociation for each mole of the reactant. Let's suppose a moles of substance is taken, then how many moles will decompose? Obviously a into alpha moles. Okay, now what is the Kc expression here? Directly I am writing concentration of the PCl3 into Cl2 whole divided by PCl5. Okay, volume of a container, let's suppose V liters. So A alpha by V whole divided by A minus A alpha by V liter. Are you getting my point? Okay, from here I am writing the Kc expression. So A into alpha square upon 1 minus alpha into V. This is a very, very important expression regarding the Kc. Okay, now in this expression, let's suppose if you consider the alpha value, that is the degree of dissociation, is 2 smaller than 1. So in the denominator, instead of 1 minus alpha, shall I write almost equal to 1, because alpha is negligible. Alpha is what? Negligible. So the Kc expression now changes to Kc is equal to A into alpha square whole divided by V. In this expression, if you observe, the equilibrium constant Kc is only dependent upon what? Temperature. We know in the last videos the effect of the dependence of equilibrium constant on temperature. Okay, now Kc is constant where? When the temperature is constant. So Kc constant, A initial moles also constant. Then alpha square and V, how they are related with each other? They are related with directly proportional to each other. Alpha square directly because alpha square increases, V also increases, the ratio become what? Constant. That means alpha is directly proportional to square root of volume. This relation is very important in the objective examination. Okay, now here in this formula, if you carefully observe, the Kc value has volume term in the denominator. Hence the equilibrium will be affected by changing the volume of the reaction container. Are you getting my point? In Kc expression, there will be volume term in denominator. hence the equilibrium the equilibrium will be affected by change in the volume of reaction container. This is a very important key point. This is a very important note or key point. Okay, now alpha is directly proportional to square root of volume of the container reaction vessel. Okay, now here let's suppose if we increase the volume, if we increase the volume, then what happens? Alpha also increases, alpha value increases. When the alpha value increases, the equilibrium shift in the forward direction, because more number of PCl5 moles will decomposes. That means PCl3 PCl2 will be formed. That means the equilibrium shift in which direction? Forward direction. This is a very important objective question. What is the effect of the volume on the position of equilibrium of PCl5 gives PCl3 and Cl2? Okay, now if we decrease the volume, then what about the alpha? Also decreases. When the degree of dissociation decreases, the equilibrium shift in reverse direction, that is the backward direction. So these two points are very worthy points or very important points. These are the two golden or important points. Okay, this is very important. The position of equilibrium changes by changing the volume of the system. Okay, now here if you do not know the relation between alpha and V, without derivation of this Kc expression, we can directly relate the relation between alpha and V. There is a one formula. Just now I told you. What is the formula? I told you here, alpha directly proportional to V to the power delta Ng by Np. Yes or no? This relation, if you remember this relation, it is well and good. We can directly relate the relation between the alpha, that is the degree of dissociation, versus volume of the container. What is the delta Ng here? What is the delta Ng in this expression? Delta Ng is equal to number of moles of gaseous products minus reactants. So delta Ng value how much? 1. And how many number of gaseous moles will be there? 2 moles. Okay, now here alpha directly proportional to V to the power delta Ng value 1, number of moles of product will be 2. So that means alpha is directly proportional to square root of volume. With the help of this relation also, we can directly predict the relation between alpha and volume of the system without deriving all these expressions, Kc expression. Okay, this is very important. Okay, now here, now come to Kp expression. Now for Kp expression we require the partial pressure. Now what is the partial pressure of the PCl5? Partial pressure of PCl5. Partial pressure is equal to total pressure into mole fraction. Now what is the number of moles of PCl5 at equilibrium? A minus A alpha. Okay, total moles will be what? A minus A alpha plus A alpha plus A alpha. That means total moles what happens? A plus A alpha. A minus A alpha. A minus A alpha by total moles A plus A alpha into what is the equilibrium pressure? Let's suppose P is the equilibrium pressure. Are you getting my point? Similarly, what is the partial pressure of PCl3? PCl3 number of moles will be A alpha, total moles will be A plus A alpha into total pressure at equilibrium is P. Similarly, what is the partial pressure of chlorine? Total pressure P. A alpha number of moles of Cl2 divided by total moles A plus A alpha. Equilibrium pressure is P. Equilibrium pressure will be what? P. Okay. Now this is the expression corresponding to partial pressure of the chlorine. After getting the partial pressures, the next expression Kp. Kp is equal to partial pressure of the PCl3 multiplied by the Cl2 divided by what? Partial pressure of the PCl5. Okay. Now the partial pressure of PCl3 will be how much? Here take the common A. So P into alpha by 1 plus alpha. Next here also Cl2 partial pressure alpha by 1 plus alpha into P whole divided by what is the partial pressure of PCl5? P into 1 minus alpha by 1 plus alpha. Okay. Now PP gets cancelled. After simplifying this expression, you will get Kp is equal to what? Alpha square P by 1 minus alpha square. So this relation is a very important relation because in objective examination the question will be based on direct formula. Now the question will be PCl5 decomposes to give PCl3 and Cl2. Okay. Now there are Kp, alpha, P. There are three unknown. Out of three unknown, if any two known values given, we can find the third unknown value directly with the help of this expression. Okay. Now let's suppose question is given like this. A gives B plus C. Stoichiometry 1:1:1. All the species are gases. So general question, A gives B plus C. Such type of question also, Kp expression is what? Alpha square P by 1 minus alpha square. Alpha square P by what? 1 minus alpha square. Okay. Now here from this expression you can also calculate the alpha value. How? Here I am writing 1 minus alpha square by alpha square is equal to P upon Kp. Yes. From here I am writing 1 by alpha square minus 1 will be P by Kp. Bring the minus 1 to the right hand side. 1 by alpha square is equal to, take the LCM Kp, P plus Kp by Kp. From this alpha is equal to Kp by Kp plus P under root. This is a very important objective question regarding the PCl5 gives PCl3 plus Cl2. Otherwise general expression given A gives B plus C. This is the expression for alpha. Okay. Now here in this expression, let's suppose alpha is too small than 1. Then in the denominator 1 minus alpha square almost tend to equal to what? 1. So the expression become Kp is equal to what? Alpha square P. Do you know Kp become constant at a constant temperature? Yes. At a constant temperature Kp constant. That means alpha square and P inversely proportional to each other. Alpha square inversely proportional to pressure. Alpha square inversely proportional to pressure, or alpha is inversely proportional to alpha is inversely proportional to square root of pressure. Alpha is inversely proportional to what? Square root of pressure. Otherwise, you can directly correlate with the volume. You can directly correlate with the volume because alpha directly proportional to square root of volume. Okay, but volume is inversely proportional to pressure, keeping the temperature constant, that is PV is equal to constant Boyle's law. So volume directly proportional, pressure inversely proportional. Okay, now in this expression, if we increase the pressure, alpha value decreases. When the degree of decomposition decreases, system tend to move in reverse direction. Let's suppose if we decrease pressure, if we decrease the pressure, then the alpha will increases because both alpha be inversely proportional. Are you getting my point? When the degree of decomposition increases, the system tend to move in forward direction, and these 2 points are very important points. Okay, alpha value changes by changing the external pressure and volume, provided delta Ng not equal to 0. This is very important. Okay, this is the second example of homogeneous equilibrium. Okay, come to next example for the homogeneous equilibrium. N2O4 equilibrium 2NO2. This is a very important example, but in general example A gives 2B. This is also general example. 1:2 ratio. Both the species must be gases. Okay, now here initially we have A moles, 0 moles. When the system attains the equilibrium, alpha moles decomposes. For 1 mole alpha, A moles, A alpha decomposes. Now 2A alpha will be formed. Are you getting my point? From this expression, we can write the Kc is equal to concentration of NO2 whole square divided by concentration of N2O4. Concentration of NO2, 2A alpha by volume of the vessel V. Okay, now A minus A alpha by volume of the vessel is V. Okay, by simplifying this expression, you will get the Kc expression, which is equal to 4A alpha square divided by V into 1 minus alpha. Are you getting my point? Now here in this expression, let's suppose alpha value 2 smaller than 1. So in the denominator, 1 minus alpha tends to almost 1. So the Kc expression changes like 4A alpha square by V. Now in this expression also, in the denominator there is a term volume. Okay, we know temperature constant, so Kc must be constant. Now in the right side, 4 is a constant, number of moles of reactant is also constant. That means alpha square is directly proportional to volume. That means alpha is directly proportional to square root of volume. This is also very important relation between alpha and square root of the alpha and volume of the container. Okay, here also if we increase the volume, alpha increases, that means the system tend to move in the forward direction. If we decrease the volume, alpha, that is the degree of dissociation, decreases, that means forward reaction decreases, rate of forward reaction decreases, but the rate of backward reaction rate increases. That means the system move in reverse direction. The system move in reverse direction. Okay. Now here the expression for Kp, expression for Kp, this is also very important. Okay. Now here, what is the partial pressure of NO2? Partial pressure of NO2, directly I am writing total pressure multiplied by mole fraction of NO2. NO2 number of moles 2A alpha divided by total number of moles A plus A alpha, because here A minus A alpha plus 2A alpha gives A plus A alpha, that is the total number of moles, okay, at equilibrium. This is the partial pressure of NO2. Now what is the partial pressure of N2O4? This is the total pressure into A minus A alpha will be the number of moles of N2O4, and total moles will be the A plus A alpha. A plus A alpha. If you take the A value common, so in the numerator denominator A will be cancelled out. Now finally, what is the Kp expression? Partial pressure of NO2 whole square upon partial pressure of N2O4. What is the partial pressure of NO2? P into 1 minus alpha by 1 plus alpha whole, sorry, NO2. So NO2 is the P into 2 alpha by 1 plus alpha whole square divided by partial pressure of N2O4, P into 1 minus alpha by 1 plus alpha. Okay. After simplifying this expression, Kp becomes 4 alpha square P by 1 minus alpha square. This is a very, very important expression. So Kp is equal to 4 into alpha square P by 1 minus alpha square. This is a very important relation. So this relation, based on this relation, directly numerical will be given in the objective examination. Okay. Now in the previous case, PCl5 gives PCl3 plus Cl2. There is a only alpha square P by 1 minus alpha square. But here 4 into alpha square P by 1 minus alpha square. Now the very important note point I am writing here. What is the key point or note here? Kp remains constant at a fixed temperature. Kp remains constant at a fixed temperature and do not change in P and alpha. If you change the pressure, if you change the degree of dissociation, Kp value do not changes. You may expect that Kp directly proportional to alpha square, Kp directly proportional to pressure. By seeing the expression, most of the student will think that Kp directly proportional to alpha square or Kp directly proportional to P. But this is incorrect. Kp independent on alpha, Kp independent on the pressure. This is very important. Are you getting my point? Because the Kp is a function of only what? Temperature. Kp is a function of only what? Temperature. Okay. Now here, from this expression, we can write the alpha value also. How to calculate the alpha value from this expression? Here 1 minus alpha square by alpha square is equal to Shall I write 4p by kp? 4p by kp. Now here 1 by alpha square is equal to 4p plus kp by kp. From this, alpha square is equal to kp by kp plus 4p. Okay, from this, alpha will be equal to kp by kp plus 4p under root. So this is the expression for alpha. This is the expression for what? Alpha. A very important expression regarding alpha, kp and total pressure at equilibrium. At equilibrium. So regarding this question, regarding this concept, we have two questions. The first question is, for the reaction N2O4, for the reaction N2O4 gives 2NO2, the reaction connecting the degree of dissociation alpha and N2O4 with its equilibrium constant. What is the Kp value? What is the alpha value in terms of Kp and P? Just now I derived the relation alpha is equal to what? Kp by Kp plus 4p under root. So if you see all these options, the third option, if you somewhat changes this one. Now what we are doing here, you multiply p and divided by p. Okay, now here kp by p. Okay, now if you divide the p on the numerator, kp by p, and also in the denominator kp by p plus 4. Are you getting my point? This will be which option? This will be which option? Option number C. This is the important question. This will be important question. Are you getting my point? Now there is one more question related to this expression only. The question is how the Kp value changes by changing of degree of dissociation alpha and equilibrium pressure P. Do you know Kp value only depending on temperature? Yes, the Kp value, this is the question number 2, second question. Now what is the correct statement? Here P is the pressure, X is the extent of decomposition, that means alpha. Okay, which statement is true? Kp increases with pressure? No, Kp independent on the pressure. There is a key point I written here. Kp value remains constant and it is fixed at a fixed temperature and do not changes in pressure and alpha value. If you change the pressure, if you change the alpha, Kp do not change. Okay, so first option incorrect. Second option, Kp increases with increasing of X, incorrect. Third option, Kp increases with decreasing of X, incorrect. Kp remains constant with change in P and X. Yes, this is the right option. That is the option number D. Fourth option is the correct option. Okay, now there is one more question is there here. In this question, at a fixed temperature, the volume of a reaction container is half. For this change, which of the following statement is hold good for equilibrium constant and degree of dissociation? Here what happens? The volume of the equilibrium system, that is the reaction container, will be half. Then what is the effect of the Kp and alpha value? Okay, now Kp do not changes. Kp only changes by changing what? Temperature. This is the question number 3. Question number 3. Kp value changes only by changing of the temperature. Okay, now I told you one short notation, short formula. What is the short formula? Volume alpha directly proportional to V to the power delta Ng whole divided by Np. Okay. Now if you remember this formula, it is well and good, so that we can directly relate it to the alpha and V relation. Okay. Now alpha, now what is the delta Ng here? 1, because 2 moles of reactant, 1 mole, 2 moles of product and 1 mole of a reactant. Okay. Now number of moles of a reactant will be 2 moles. So this is the root V. So this is the relation between alpha and V. Now tell me, if we increase volume, then alpha increases, the system tending to move in forward direction. The system moving in forward direction. So Kp value do not changes, but alpha value changes. That is the option number 4. That is the D option is the correct option. D option is the correct option. Are you getting my point? So these are the 3 important questions. The first question, relation between Kp and alpha, and second question, Kp value whether it is changes by changing of pressure and degree of dissociation, and next one is also related to similarly second question, Now come to next equilibrium, that is the fourth one. You have nitrogen combined with hydrogen to give ammonia. This is a very important process to manufacturing of ammonia. This is called Haber process. We will discuss in Le-Chatelier principle, applications of Le-Chatelier principle. Okay. Now initially we have A moles of N2, B moles of H2 only. When the system attain the equilibrium, X moles of A will decompose according to according to X mole, here 3X moles of H2 will decompose, because the stoichiometry will be 1:3, and 2X moles of ammonia will be produced. Are you getting my point? From here, the equilibrium expression Kc value 2X whole square divided by A minus X into B minus 3X whole cube. Now I am writing the volume. Now here there is a simple technique to write the volume. Now what is the power of the numerator? 2. What is the power of the denominator? 1 plus 3, 4. That means in the numerator there is a 2. There should be one more 2 powers. That is we require here power 2. So in the numerator there will be a power, there should be a power 2, because in the denominator the sum of the powers will be 4. So numerator should also sum of the powers 4. So how much of power will be less in the denominator, that power will be raised to the volume. If the denominator the power will be less, then the volume should be written in the denominator. Otherwise you can take divided by V, then you can calculate, again you will get the same formula, same expression. Okay. Now the partial pressure of ammonia, what is the total number of moles of ammonia? 2X. Okay. Now total moles at equilibrium, A plus B minus 2X into total pressure at equilibrium. Now the partial pressure of nitrogen partial pressure, how many moles of nitrogen at equilibrium? A minus X whole divided by, what is the total moles at equilibrium? A plus B minus 2X. A plus B, A minus X plus B minus 3X plus 2X. What is the partial pressure of hydrogen at equilibrium? B minus 3X, number of moles of hydrogen, total moles A plus B minus 2X into total pressure at equilibrium. Okay. Now after getting the partial pressure of ammonia, nitrogen and hydrogen, we can directly calculate the Kp. What is the Kp value here? here Kp value actually I am writing 2x, directly I am writing whole square divided by a minus x whole power 1 b minus 3x whole cube, okay, into p whole divided by a plus b minus 2x whole to the power minus 2, directly I am writing, okay. Otherwise you can interchange this one, okay, just wait, you can interchange this one. Now here, before solving this, I am writing one simple expression. This is the general expression I am writing, okay. Now I am writing the Kp expression. How to express the Kp? Number of moles of C, you write stoichiometry C. Number of moles of D, stoichiometry small d, whole divided by number of moles of A, stoichiometry small a, number of moles of B, stoichiometry small b, okay. Now here we have to write the total pressure at equilibrium divided by total moles at equilibrium. Total moles, that is N total at equilibrium, whole to the power delta Ng. This is the direct formula by using which we can write the direct expression of the Kp, okay. Now according to which, this is very important, so remember this expression is very important expression, okay. Now according to which, directly I am writing Kp is equal to, what is the number of moles of the product? Ammonia 2x whole square stoichiometry whole divided by, now number of moles of reactants here A minus x, that is the ammonia, nitrogen stoichiometry 1, and hydrogen, that is the B minus 3x, number of moles of hydrogen, and its stoichiometry will be 3, and the total pressure at equilibrium, let's suppose P. Now what is the total number of moles? A plus B minus 2x whole to the power what? Minus 2. This is the expression for the Kp, okay. Now here expression for the Kp, okay. Now next one more expression I am writing corresponding to contact process, sulfur dioxide oxidation to give sulfur trioxide. This is very important contact process, manufacturing of sulfuric acid. We will discuss in Le-Chatelier's principle, okay, application of Le-Chatelier principle. Now here also initially this will be A moles, this will be B moles, this will be 0. When the system attain equilibrium, here 2x mole decompose, here x mole decompose, here 2x mole will be formed. According to which the Kc expression we can write 2x whole square divided by A minus 2x whole square B minus x whole power 1. Now you see the powers. In the numerator power will be 2, in the denominator power will be what? 3. So there will be one power will be left in the numerator, that power will be v to the power 1. So total powers will be now same, okay. Otherwise you can take divide by v and you can solve this, okay. Now come to Kp expression. Also just now I told you number of moles of product to 2x stoichiometry 2 whole divided by number of moles of reactant A minus 2x stoichiometry 2 and number of moles of another reactant B minus x stoichiometry will be 1 into P total will be the P. Total number of moles will be A minus 2x B minus x plus 2x. So you will get A plus B minus x, A plus B minus x. whole to the power delta Ng. Delta Ng value will be -1. Okay. Now after that we have some heterogeneous equilibrium. After that we have some heterogeneous equilibrium. The heading is the heterogeneous equilibrium. Heterogeneous equilibrium. Heterogeneous equilibrium. Now here we have number 1, limestone. The thermal decomposition of a limestone to give quicklime, CaO and carbon dioxide. Okay. Now here CaO and CaCO3 solids, only CO2 will be gas. Now in generally the question also given like this: A gives B plus C, 1:1:1. Remember, A solid, B is also solid, but the C will be gas. This is a very important general example. Okay. Now I am starting with initially A moles. Okay. Now when the system attains the equilibrium, let's suppose X moles decomposes. Remember, only we have to consider the number of moles of gases or aqueous solution only. For pure solids and pure liquids, we consider the active mass unity. Okay. Now Kc expression, directly I am writing the active mass of the carbon dioxide. Now number of moles of carbon dioxide by total volume of the container. Okay. Do you know CO2 is an ideal gas? If we consider CO2 as ideal gas, PV is equal to nRT. PV, number of moles of CO2, X moles. Number of moles of CO2, X mole. Okay. From here, X by V is equal to P by RT. What is the P? Pressure of the CO2, carbon dioxide gas. So here I am writing the Kc expression will be pressure of the CO2 gas whole divided by R into T. This is the expression for Kc. Expression for Kc. Okay. Now here Kp expression, directly we are writing pressure of the CO2. Pressure of the CO2. Pressure of the CO2. Okay. Otherwise you can derive from Kp is equal to Kc into RT whole to the power delta Ng. So delta Ng value here 1, because number of moles only gas CO2 will be considered. Now Kp is equal to what? Kc into RT. Kp is equal to what? Kc into RT. Here if you cross multiply, PCO2 will be Kc into RT. PCO2 is equal to what? Kc into RT. Are you getting my point? Now here the second example we have ammonium hydrogen sulfide. Ammonium hydrogen sulfide, which will decompose to give ammonia and hydrogen sulfide. This is a very important example. Okay. Initially we are starting with small a moles. At equilibrium, let's suppose X moles of ammonium hydrogen sulfide decomposes. Okay. You will get X mole of ammonia and X mole of hydrogen sulfide gas. X mole of what? Hydrogen sulfide gas. Okay. Here we can directly write the Kp expression. Kp expression will be equal to partial pressure of ammonia multiplied by the partial pressure of H2S. What is the partial pressure of ammonia? That is the total pressure into mole fraction. Mole fraction given moles by total moles. Total moles X plus X2X. So the partial pressure of ammonia will be P by 2 and partial pressure of H2S will be also P by 2. Okay. So Kp is equal to P by 2 multiplied by P by 2. So what is the Kp expression? Kp is equal to P square by 4. This is a very important expression regarding the ammonium hydrogen sulfide. Are you getting my point? From here, P square is equal to 4 into Kp. So P is equal to 2 into under root Kp. If the Kp value given, we can find the equilibrium pressure or vice versa. This is a very important. Now here, suppose question is given like this. A gives B plus C. A is a solid, but B, C both are gases. This is very important. 1:1:1 ratio. Okay. The best example, one more example I am giving. Ammonium chloride decomposition, ammonia and hydrogen. This is also same example. Okay. NH4Cl is a solid. And one more example we are writing here. Example number 3. Ammonium carbamate. This is a solid. Okay. On decomposition, it will give ammonia gas and carbon dioxide gas. Okay. Now here the general question given like this. A gives 2B plus C. A gives what? A is a solid, 2B and C. Otherwise B plus 2C. B plus 2C or 2B plus C. Okay, but the thing is the right side gases, left side should be solid. Now here initially we are starting with A moles, 0 moles, 0 moles. When the system attains the equilibrium, X moles of A decomposes, 2X moles of B and X moles of C will be formed. Now what is the mole fraction of B? 2X by 3X. That is the 2 by 3. 2 by 3 will be the mole fraction. 1 by 3 will be the mole fraction of B and C. In case of ammonia, 2 by 3, CO2 will be 1 by 3. Are you getting my point? Now here, what is the partial pressure? Partial pressure is equal to what? Total pressure into mole fraction. So partial pressure is equal to total pressure P into mole fraction. Total pressure P into mole fraction. Okay. From this, what is the expression for Kp? Partial pressure of ammonia whole square partial pressure of carbon dioxide, because ammonia stoichiometry will be 2, CO2 stoichiometry will be 1. Okay. Kp is equal to ammonia 2p by 3 whole square. This is p by 3. From here we can write Kp will be equal to 4 by 27 into P cube. This is a very important expression regarding the Kp and total pressure of the system at equilibrium. Okay. So in this today's lecture we completed the Kc, Kp expressions for homogeneous equilibrium and heterogeneous